This is Time Signatures with Jim Ervin, a podcast and radio program presented by the Capital Area Blues Society in Lansing, Michigan.
Driving up and down these Michigan roads, yeah.
And now, here he is, your host, Jim Ervin.
Baby, I'm home.
Well, thank you, Parker. Hello there and welcome. I'm your host, Jim Ervin, and this is Time Signatures. As we've been telling you for a few weeks now, the Summer Blues Festival is running wide open right now as shows across the United States are filling up. And you're going to find some of the biggest names in the blues making their way around the circuit, hitting shows here, there, and everywhere. Well, today we're pleased to talk to the promoter of one of the biggest shows in the United States, the North Atlantic Blues Festival, and it's held each July in Rockland, Maine. This year's event runs July 12 and 13, and here to talk about the aforementioned promoter, my good friend, Paul Benjamin. Paul, how are you doing? And welcome back to Time Signatures.
Well, I appreciate you bringing me back on, Jim. We had a great time last time, and I think we'll have a good time tonight.
Oh, no question about it. And you know the drill, man. Once you've been on the first time, I open my door to you anytime that you have news to talk about. And boy, oh boy, do you have news. The 2025 North Atlantic Blues Festival is all but a handful of days away, and you guys are flat out bringing it. Now, before I dig in here, I want to ask you a couple of questions. First of all, how many years have you been doing this blues festival, Paul?
North Atlantic is 32 years old this year.
Wow. And I realize that, like so many other events, 2020 was canceled due to the pandemic. Are you seeing a solid rebound in attendance numbers over the past couple of years?
It's starting to get there. It's one of those things that recovery on it is taking its time. I think, festivals are coming back a little quicker than theaters, and theaters are coming back, fairly strong. Clubs are still struggling. A lot of clubs that close, reopened under new management, and they're not the blues fans, blues clubs that they used to be. So it's rebounding slowly but surely, but it's definitely on the way up.
From the looks of it, and I wanted to mention, we've got a club that's actually closing here on Saturday of this week. Been open for 40 some years, a Green Door up here. And so I understand what you're talking about, but from the looks of it, you've got some incredible sponsors for this event too. So that really speaks highly of you and your reputation, doesn't it?
Yeah, sponsorship is a tough one. For new festivals, you've got nothing to sell them because you have no credibility.
Right.
So once you get it going a few years and people see it's working and they want to put their name on it, then it becomes a little bit easier to get sponsors. But each year, from COVID on, we've lost some sponsors and we've gained a couple more. So we're not back to where we were before COVID with our sponsors, but we're getting close.
Well, now, Paul, for those that have never attended your show, do me a favor and describe the setting for your Blues Fest, if you would, because there's something truly cool about this. I've seen pictures of it, and I really wanted to be there this year to take it all in personally, but give us a little thumbnail sketch of what the grounds looks like.
Well, it's in downtown Rockland, Maine. It's at the public landing. Literally, the drummer could jump off his drum kit, off his seat on his drum kit into the ocean.
Wow.
The back of so everybody is looking at Penobscot Bay. The stage is right on the ocean, and like I said, the drummer could jump in the water if he wanted to. As long as it was high tide, he'd be fine. It's low tide, it'd be quite a drop. But it's a perfect setting. It's Maine. It's the summertime. It's July. We have great blues, and we serve lobster. I mean, it's kind of a nice catch-all.
The guy's killing me. I want to be there so bad. He's teasing me with lobster over here.
Yeah, we feed the bears lobsters right from fresh out of the water that day.
Oh yeah, you can't beat that, man. You can't get any more fresh than that. So let's unwrap this beautiful package of music that you have planned for your attendees, Paul, starting with your lineup for July 12th.
Yeah, on Saturday, we got Harold Davenport, young Ryle, just turned 18 years old. The kid is a prodigy. I mean, he's an amazing guitar player, amazing harmonica player. He's writing his own material, and he just created his own record label at 18 years old, which is absolutely amazing. So he'll open the show on Saturday. Then out of Chicago, the Cashbox Kings have been around a long time. A lot of high energy, a lot of fun band. They'll keep the tone going for the day. And Chris O'Leary is going to follow them, Alligator recording artist. Chris O'Leary is a great harmonica player,
Yes,
six-piece
yes,
band
yes.
behind him. A solid band. Then Anika Chambers, Paul Delarier. What can they've been? Anika's won numerous blues music awards in the soul category. Paul's an absolutely phenomenal guitar player, and the band they have behind him is just tight, and and her energy is over the top. I mean, her vocals and her energy, and then of course we'll finish up with one of the people out there. The family goes a long way back in the blues. We got Mr. Kenny Neal's going to close on Saturday, and Kenny's been doing this. This is Kenny's been to the North Atlantic a few times over the years, but this year we actually have 7 acts that have never played North Atlantic, which is probably a
Wow.
high from except for the beginning when we had new artists all the time. But we've got 7 new acts on the festival. It's 32 years old, which speaks volumes. And Kenny with his Swamp Louisiana blues is just going to set the tone. And then of
Yes.
course, as we always do every year after Saturday, we kind of when Kenny gets done, we kind of do a 15-20 minute little jam, and with Kenny band back in it, we'll probably bring Paul and Anika back up, bring Chris back up, and some of the Cash Bar Kings and Harold Davenport, and we have a ball, and you get a chance to see a lot of people playing together that you would never see. So
Yeah.
it's twofold. You get to see something you would never see anywhere, but people know that I do that, so it keeps them in their seats till the end. A lot of people have been there all day and say, let's hit the road. We saw some of the band. Let's beat the traffic. It's been a long day. Well, you might miss the best part of the show if you leave early. And so, and then Street Preacher, this young lady's going to be playing on the side stage between acts both Saturday and Sunday.
Okay.
Phenomenal voice. She's just a vocalist, so she's going to have a couple of guitar players from her band that's going to be playing on the side stage, and that'll set the tone all day Saturday. And she will also be doing the same thing on Sunday. And those who come into Maine for the first time that like to go on a sailboat that night, she's going to be hosting a sunset cruise on a morning in Maine, right off the harbor. So when the festival gets done, you can jump on a sailboat and take a 2-hour cruise at Penobscot Bay. So it kind of adds a little bit to the festival.
I wanted to ask you because I saw Kenny Neal was going to be there. Do you know if his son is going to be joining him?
Yeah, he'll have a couple of his sons there, and he's actually bringing a horn section. He's bringing a 6-piece band. It's going to be Darnell is always on the bass, and his other son's on the keyboard. Frederick's always on the keyboard. So, and sometimes he has his other family relatives in the band as well.
I was wondering because I know that they've got that single out, Devils in the Delta.
Yes.
And I can't wait until that album comes out. I know they're working on it right now. I talked to he and his son not long ago. Man, for those that haven't heard Kenny Neal and his son do Devils in the Delta, y'all got to check it out, man. Seriously.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll be playing that at the festival.
I'm sure he will. I want to flip the page. Let's talk about the 13th. What's going on? Who are you going to see on stage that day?
Well, we open up. We do a blues camp every year. We have the Mid-Coast Music Academy. We have a blues camp the week of the festival, and we have one of the artists that's playing the festival show up on Friday and work with the kids. They'll learn a 25-minute blues set that week, and their age 5 or 6 years old up to 15 to 18. There'll be about 10 or 12 of them on the stage, and they learn some blues, and they get to open the show on Sunday morning. We let all their parents and grandparents and family members in to see the kids playing and enjoy the show and stay as our guests for the day if they want to stay. And we've been doing that for about 10 years, so it's a lot of get to see these young kids on the stage to open up on Sunday is always fun for them and the audience. And I actually go in on Wednesday and speak for about an hour and a half and let the kids know how they're going to be treated on the stage. They're going to be treated just like one of the national acts is on that stage. Get on time and get off on time, and there's another band ready to play when you're done. So they get the whole scoop. So it's a good learning experience for them, and we enjoy sponsoring that every year. So, and then we're going to open up with the Gemini Dragon, phenomenal vocalist out of Louisiana, a strong band behind her. a lot of fun. She's played for me at a couple of festivals that I do in Florida, but it'll be her first time in their band, the first time into Maine. So they're looking forward to coming to Maine. Then we got 22-year-old Matthias Latin, who won the International Blues Challenge in 2024.
Yes, sir.
A really good guitar player. It's a power trio, but he sticks to the blues roots. He's not quite that blues rock, but he's more bluesy than the blues rock, and
Yep.
a really fun guy to work with, and people are going to enjoy him. And then speaking of the IBC, we got the Blackburn brothers out of Canada who won the IBC as well, and they're touring all over the world. They're in high demand,
Wow.
and we were fortunate to get the Blackburn brothers to come to Maine on Sunday. And then we're having a little fun. DeSoto Tiger. A lot of people have not heard that name, but they know the players. It's Damon Fowler, who has his own band, Jason Ritchie, who has his own band, and Jonathan Boogie Long, who also has his own band. But they are actually in the studio as we speak. They were hoping to have the record done for North Atlantic, but they could, because of a couple of mix-ups, they couldn't get it done. But they are a high energy. As we know, Damon's kind of mellow. Jason's always high energy, and Jonathan is even higher than Jason's energy. So it's going to be a really fun act with a lot of energy on the stage. And then we got that band that that a few people might remember, that's my age or older, or in that age group, but played at Woodstock, iconic rock and roll blues band Canned Heat. They're going to be closing the show on Sunday. We were very, very fortunate to get Canned Heat. They reached out to me this year and said, North Atlantic Blues Festival, we've heard so much on it. It's on our bucket list. It's going to be our last year of touring, and we really would like to play North Atlantic Blues Festival this year. Is there any chance that you could get us on the bill? I said, give me some time. Let me crunch some numbers to see what I could do. I called them back and gave them a price, and they said, no, we're coming. We want to play it. We've heard too many good things about it. It's our last year of touring, so we want to be there. And so we're very happy to have Canned Heat. To my knowledge, the first time ever playing in Maine. And so,
wow, how cool is that?
It's going to be pretty iconic. And then, of course, with DeSoto Tiger and the Blackburn brothers and Matthias and Gemini, it'll be a sweet little jam on Sunday afternoon to close out the show once Canned Heat gets done.
Yes, sir. Now, Paul, for those traveling in, what about accommodations nearby? Do you have information on all of this on your website available?
Yeah, just go to NorthAtlanticBluesFestival.com. On the website, you'll see a link that says lodging. And some of those are filled up, but there are a lot of lodging in the area. Just you can do a Google search on lodging in Rockland, Maine area or Knox County and find some hotels. Right at this point, there are still some rooms available, but they're getting scarce. For ticket information, they can hit the same website, click on the blue ticket, and print out their tickets, download them on the phone. We'll scan the barcode when they come in, and they have till July 7th to get their advance tickets. There'll be plenty of tickets at the gate, but they will cost more money. So you've got till midnight on Monday, July 7th to get the advance tickets.
Okay. Now, how about food and drink on site? Is there going to be stuff available for people to buy?
Yeah. Yeah, we have food vendors, which is nice to see. From COVID on, we mentioned that a couple of times. The food vendors and some of the vendors had kind of went out of business and diminished a little bit because they had to get other jobs because everything closed down. We are sold out this year at our food vendors. I actually had to turn food vendors away. And so we've got 8 or 10 food vendors all doing different foods. No one's doing the same food. So they'll have a great choice of food vendors there. And there's a lot of crafters. Crafters also went out of business, and we're down a little bit in crafters. But we've this past week we've had 3 or 4 new ones asking, gee, we found out we have that weekend open anywhere we can get in. So I'm still bringing in a few craft vendors, and
Nice.
so we should have a lot of a variety of craft vendors and a ton of chances for food.
Excellent. Now, I would imagine there's going to be merch available both for the event as well as for the musicians making the trek to your show.
Yes, they once they get off the stage, they go right off to the side of the stage. We have tables set up right there. And they'll be selling their merchandise, CDs, T-shirts, vinyl, and everything else they have for sale. And they'll sit there and sign an autograph all day. They hang around for the day. And as you know, blues fans and the blues artists, they love each other, and they're very accommodating to each other. So it makes it nice. family reunion type style thing. And but there'll be merch all day. Of course, we'll have the North Atlantic Blues Festival merch tent, which has our t-shirts, embroidered hats, and all that things, the posters, and the pins and everything else. So we'll have a lot of that stuff, and so that'll be available both Saturday and Sunday.
All right. Don't forget to save me one of those pins too.
That one, I already got one on my desk for you.
Oh, you're the man. Where can people go once again to learn more about the North Atlantic Blues Festival and to buy tickets?
NorthAtlanticBluesFestival.com. Just go to the website. You'll see a big blue ticket, and you'll see the whole lineup and all the artists. And you can click on every one of the artists, and it will take you right to their website. So you can really learn more about each artist if you're not familiar with them. So if you go to the website, you can have a chance to click on any one of the artists' name, and it links right to their site. And you'll see in some of the we mentioned accommodations on the lodging page. That if you click on the link, it goes right to that hotel, so you can makes it a little bit easier to book your room. And you just click on the blue ticket on the website, and that'll bring you to the ticket page. So we try to make it simple and sweet for everybody, and hopefully it works out for them.
Very nice. And I got to tell you, if for those that have not seen Chris O'Leary play or Matthias, I've seen them both locally here within the last 12, 14 months. Money well spent, time well spent. You're going to have a great time, along with everybody else that's going to be there. I mean, I have to be honest with you. That's one whale of a lineup. But Paul Benjamin, it is always a pleasure to have you here, sir. Wish you all the best this year for your Blues Fest. And I deeply appreciate you taking time during your busiest time of the year to join us on Time Signatures. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you for inviting me back, and happy to speak with you anytime, because it's a lot of fun, and you know your business, and it's good to talk with you.
Likewise, my friend, you are welcome here anytime. Now, before we wrap up, I want to remind you, and it's funny that Paul mentioned CDs and vinyl and things like that, but I want to remind you that it takes an estimated 5,000 music streams to raise the equivalent of a $20 CD purchase. Now, I couldn't believe it either, but I've made it my personal policy to buy music first from the artist, and then and only then I will stream from the various platforms. I mean, if we want to have live music out there and keep them going, we owe it to ourselves and to them to buy their music and their merch and show our support. Trust me, they will thank you every single time. They'll sign stuff for you. They'll take care of you. It's just our way of giving back. But thank you very much for your consideration. And that wraps up this edition of Time Signatures. Once again, my thanks to Paul Benjamin, but also to you, for without you, none of this would be possible. Jim Ervin reminding you, keeping the blues alive is everyone's responsibility, but preserving the history of the blues, one story at a time, that's my mission. Until next time, so long, everybody.
This has been Time Signatures with Jim Ervin, presented by the Capital Area Blues Society in Lansing, Michigan. For more information on cabs, visit capitalareablues.org. You can find this episode and past episodes at lccconnect.org. The Time Signatures theme song, Michigan Roads, is used by permission and was written by Root Doctor, featuring Freddie Cunningham.
You know I'm trying, baby, driving up and down these Michigan roads, yeah.
Until next time, keep on keeping the blues alive.